Welcome to the May 9th, 2026, the Broken Records edition. So, yesterday, there was quite a bit of economic news that came out. The unemployment report came out and showed that the unemployment rate remained steady, while the jobs number was a little bit better than expected, with creating 150,000 jobs. This gets revised so much that I don't even know that I don't know why we even pay attention to the initial number, because lately, as in the past couple of years, we've been revising it a lot. So the initial number looks good, but where will it be? Who knows? Also, there was some inflation news that came out that was very bad, showing 4.5% rate of inflation on a yearly basis. That is very bad. It means no chance the Federal Reserve can lower interest rates. And the consumer sentiment just was also released yesterday, showing a new record low on consumer sentiment. So, as I've said before, consumers make up two-thirds of the American economy. If consumers have a bad feeling about the economy, they stop spending where they can. Now, again, if I'm representing the Trump administration, I'm pointing out that, wow, people using their credit cards is going up. Yeah, they have to use their credit cards because they have no choice to pay for the more expensive gas. Let it go, Steve. Let it go. Um, This is an interesting chart. What you're looking at in the blue line is the people employed in the tech industry over the past 20 years. And what you're looking at in the white line is the profitability of the tech sector. So the tech sector has become phenomenally profitable while using fewer and fewer workers. That feeling that workers are going to get replaced by AI, that feeling that jobs are going away, this is why people feel it, because we're seeing companies making insane amounts of money without humans actually working there. Oil stockpiles, I teach supply chain and I also teach economics. And the next couple slides here are looking at exactly that. So every country, not every country, big countries tend to have a stockpile of oil. After the big shock of the 1970s, when there was two different times in 73 and again in 79 and 80, where basically OPEC in the Middle East said screw you to the United States and caused a shortage of oil, countries decided to create a stockpile. And so in the United States, they put a whole bunch of oil in abandoned salt mines, and that's why we have the stockpile that we have. When this is done, whenever this crisis we're going through right now, this nightmare that we're living in here in the Middle East is over, I think every country is going to create their own stockpile, not only of oil, but jet fuel. Lufthansa announced more cuts in their flights. British Airways announced that they're no longer going to fly to the UAE at all anymore. So, with jet fuel becoming more scarce, a lot of flights are going to get canceled. It's just a fact. And so maybe not in the US. So again, most anyone watching this is living in the US. This isn't going to affect you necessarily, but you're definitely going to see higher prices on airfares. And yeah, things are going to change when this is all said and done. People are going to change how they store things, how they keep things. Just as COVID changed supply chains, this is going to change supply chains. Speaking of supply chains, shocking news out of India yesterday. Yeah, apparently, if you love Diet Coke, you're screwed in India because they no longer have aluminum cans of which to. That's the only way it's sold there. Apparently, it's not sold in plastic bottles. Not sure why. But anyhow, apparently, you cannot buy a Diet Coke in many parts of India now simply because they don't have the aluminum. Now, how did this happen? India buys its aluminum from the UAE. The UAE is the fifth largest producer, and a couple of weeks ago now, one of the attacks on the UAE hit the aluminum factory. And so I don't know how much production was taken out by that hit, if it was shut down completely, if it was, I don't know. I don't know how much it was taken out. But then also the way it is shipped out, it's shipped out by a container ship that can't go through the Strait of Hormuz. So surprise, surprise, there are multiple effects. And one more thing, and I know if you look at this chart carefully, it says 2016, which you're like, isn't there a better chart? trust me on this. I couldn't find a chart that matched this, but I did look up some of the numbers. The US production of aluminum has actually dropped in the past 10 years. You can see how far down the US is there on that chart. We're actually lower now. And I don't know a reason for that. If anybody has a connection to the aluminum industry in America and can tell me why production of aluminum in America has gone down, let me know. I have no clue on that one. Uh, One of my favorite phrases from Kara Swisher is that when it comes to Republicans and Trump and the tech guys, just that whole group of people that we don't like, at least I don't like, every accusation they make is a confession. For years, Republicans and my MAGA friends have said that people who show up to the No Kings rallies are all being funded by George Soros, and that the only reason why Obama got reelected in 2012 is that everyone who supports Obama got an Obama phone, which, I know a lot of people who voted for Obama. I don't know anybody who received an Obama phone, and I've gone to way more than my fair share of rallies in my life. I've never been paid to attend one. At best, they give you some free water. You don't. I did. This is, wow. But it turns out that when JD Vance visited Iowa this past week, guess what? People were paid $100 just to come and be in attendance for the entire event. So they are literally paying people to attend the JD Vance rally. So every accusation is a confession. Tomorrow is Coe's homecoming. And along with the broken record theme here, the largest major at Coe College is the business college. So the business administration, which I consider myself part of because I not only received my degree in business and economics, but then I went back and taught there. So I'm about as tied to this as it can be. Um, what has fascinated me, the part that's the two parts that have changed is education when I was a student was the number two major. It's not even on the list anymore, so I don't know where it's at in total number of majors. And it absolutely blows me away that number two is kinesiology. Kinesiology. So when I was 14 years old, I bought a book on body language. And because if I haven't already established this, I'm a geek. Um, and it was life transforming for me in that I learned a lot about watching how people move, how people do what they do, and it just it really changed the way I saw the world. There were no kinesiology classes at Coe when I was a student there. If there had been, I'd have taken one. And the fact that now it's the number two major at Coe absolutely fascinates me, and I had no idea. And now I want to get to know I want to talk to one of the professors or one of the students. I want to talk to somebody who can tell me what do people with a kinesiology major go on to do? Like, I think psych was number three. There were a lot of psych majors there when I was there, and psych majors go on, as friends of mine did, and you can go on to various fields with a psych major. What do you go on to do with a major in kinesiology? Yeah. Anyhow, um, boy, if I came back to Co, if I came back to Co, if I came, well, if I came back to Co, if I came back to work there, I would definitely ask to audit some of the classes of kinesiology. I would just love, I love the field. I am still have an interest to it to this day. And so, anyhow, thank you very much. I hope you're doing well. And tomorrow, I hope I can be funny. I really do. I hope. Let's hope it can be funny.